Hey folks, I am Becky with Enduring Finances. Welcome to my channel. Today we are taking a look at the breakdown of all of my budgeting and spending and business income for the month of April of 2024. Before we go ahead and jump into that though, we're going to take a very quick look at my monthly goals that I set for myself every single month, and I try and accomplish them to the best of my ability. So let's jump into the goals that I set for myself to accomplish in April. Alright, so the first one is to complete all of my programmed workouts. As you may know, I am training for my first triathlon. It is about 12 weeks away at this point, and I have had a training plan that I've been building, and it did not happen this last month. It hasn't happened the last couple months because I think my ego's been a little bit bigger than what I physically can do as far as running, and just everything in life just gets in the way. So I didn't do all of my workouts, but I did file my taxes on time, I paid my taxes on time. I applied to Boise State and got accepted and went ahead and registered for classes this fall. We'll come back to that as soon as I finish the rest of my goals. I didn't plant seeds in my greenhouse because life got away. I didn't save $500 for my transition. Linking back into that Boise State thing, and that's because the taxes I underestimated how much taxes I'm going to owe this year, and so I had to dip into my savings and my emergency fund to pay my taxes that were due, and so I didn't save money for my transition because I put all of my money into paying my taxes this last year, and I also did not go on one hike. I was planning to do that, and Jackson actually got a little, he tweaked a tendon in his arm, like his elbow right here on the side, and has been limping, and so we have been on light duty with that, and it's just not the same hiking without him, and that's an excuse. But kind of going back to applying to Boise State and my transition and my plan for my future, I've kind of touched on this a little bit, and I wanted to see if I got accepted back into it and everything. And for those of you who know, I had a really good stable job. I was making $60,000 plus a year, and I quit that job to essentially chase a pipe dream of becoming a photographer and doing this finance stuff and just being able to kind of have a lot more flexibility in my life. And that was a great, I love that idea. I had savings at the point in time when I jumped ship, and we've eaten away at those savings, and I've been working a part-time job to kind of make ends meet, and I'm getting to a point in my life that I don't want to have to be hustling to make ends meet anymore and be, I want a little bit more stability in that flexibility. And so I'm coming up with a backup plan yet again in case things do not work out in the next couple of years with my photography and this finance stuff, and that is going back to school to learn to be a sign language interpreter. Now I have very, very little experience in this, but that career path allows flexibility in what you do, and a lot of them pull on with school districts, and I had a friend in high school that she had an interpreter that worked with her the whole time. And so you could be paired up with a student for years and go through school with them on the school schedule and just interpret for them. And so I like the idea that it's not teaching a class, you're more individualized, more personal in that aspect, and you're actually helping people, and there's a lot of flexibility with ways that you can earn money outside of doing that with a sign language interpretation. And so I got accepted. It takes about 3 years to go through. There are 6 classes that they teach at the school, but you have to go through them in segments. So it'll be about 3 years at Boise State for that. I do have my GI Bill left, which is why this is a huge thing for me, because it'll ultimately cover all of that time frame for school for those 6 semesters that I need, and it's going to give me a stipend for housing as well. And so it's just kind of like, why wouldn't I take this path? It makes logical sense in this, and it allows me the opportunity to not only learn something that's been on my bucket list, because learning sign language has been on my long-term list for years now. I want to study a little bit more Spanish, so I'm going to take some Spanish classes, and I want to dive into more accounting stuff, because I have business and I have HR, but I don't exactly like accounting, but it's really good to have, and I'm kind of getting to a point with my business stuff where I want to know more about that. And so I'm going to go back to school and potentially get a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I'm going to get a certificate in American Sign Language, and then get my interpreter's licensure. There's a whole process for that. But that is my goal, that is my transition. So I actually already told my boss informally that I'm quitting like at the end of June. And so that'll give me July and August. July I will do my triathlon, and then August I'll just have a month off, well, a few weeks off to play and recover and get ready for going back to school and kind of brushing up on accounting and all of those things. And then I'll start school in August, late August, and do that for the next few years and continue to work on my photography and the finance stuff on the side. And hopefully this gives me a big enough cushion that I may not even need to work, full-time doing ASL, the sign language interpretation or anything like that. This is just a backup plan to my backup plan to my backup plan, because I'm covering all my bases and I'm checking boxes of things that I wanted to do anyways. So that is my big update in life. I'm going back to school. I'm quitting my job doing pizza dough. I'm going to do less side hustle stuff and more long-term finance passive stuff, and just moving into a new stage of my life, I feel like, and I'm excited for it. So with further ado, let's jump into the goals that I've set for myself for the month of May, this next coming month. As you know, I am a veteran, and there is a veterans organization out here, Mission 43, and they do almost an annual 43-mile month competition, not a competition, just a thing that you do. And so I will be doing 43 miles, either walking, running, or hiking this month. I want to save $300 for my transition, just to make sure that we are beefing up my emergency fund and making sure we have a cushion just in case. I want to go on at least one photo day trip. I have a place that I want to go in particular. I'm going to plant the rest of my garden. We've got my raspberries out there. I want to get my peas. I want to do a lot of peas this year and freeze them. And then I'm going to walk, or I'm going to work out every day. So I'm giving myself a little bit of a catchphrase there, depending on how I'm feeling, because I can always walk unless like I destroy my foot. And then I'm going to go back into eating 135 to 140 grams of protein a day. This is something I started to slack on a little bit. I'm going into the relationship with my girlfriend, and we're kind of both sitting down and going, hey, like we've kind of faltered, we want to get back on track. So we are both in the same mindset of wanting to eat healthier and live healthier lifestyles forever, which is really nice. So those are my goals for the month of May, and I'm excited for it. So that wraps up goals, big update, all the things. Let's go ahead and jump into my budget and see how Jackson going to the vet and my taxes impacted how this month went, because we didn't go very well. Alright, so first things first, we see my mortgage coming in at $1,305. My car insurance, $62.46, and these are my personal expenses, I should say. We didn't owe trash or sewer this month, but we did have that internet split between business and personal, so we spent $9.60 on internet. As far as water, we ended up paying $32.85, and then as far as electrical, we ended up paying $177.58 on electrical, so $87 more than I was estimating with that, and that's just because it's been a little bit colder. It's been really coldy and windy, and weather has not been the greatest. As far as groceries, we'll jump over to our big breakdown. We spent $343.77 on groceries, went on a couple dates, and went out to eat with friends, so we ended up spending way more than I estimated, coming in at $70.83 in eating out. As far as gas, we did a lot of trips out and back to visit the girlfriend, and camping stuff that did not happen exactly. So we ended up spending $225.36 on gas, with a $23.41 business credit from my business expenses. As far as health and maintenance, we spent $100 on counseling. We paid $1,838 in taxes, and then $160.15 in tax preparation stuff. So we ended up spending $2,098.15 in health and maintenance stuff. Not good. Oh, I guess Jackson didn't go to the... Oh, that's right, I took Jackson on the 1st. That's why. I didn't take Jackson this month. On May 1st, I took him, which is essentially April. But anyways, fun another, we spent $16 on upcoming camping renovations, $35.24 on Jackson's food and treats, $2.08 for a bike tire adapter because I needed it, and then $8.45 in just general house stuff. And then $19.74 in camping supplies. We didn't actually make it on the camping trip. No, we did. I'm mixing up my months. We made the camping trip in April. Sorry, we were supposed to go camping a couple days ago and it didn't work out. So my days are all mixed up because I'm recording this later because of that said camping trip. But anyways, so for fun and others for April, we spent $81.51 there, and then I spent $6.33 on birthday stuff, bringing my total personal expenses to a whopping $4,413.44, almost $1,900 over what I estimated, and that is taxes. And I didn't put it down in business expenses just because it's a little complicated to like divvy it out between all the things. So we just put it under there. As far as business expenses though, let's get on it. So we have our internet split. 85% is business, so we spent $50 on that. Microsoft Office was due this month. We paid $69.99 for that. As far as enduring finances, we did have an issue with my Bluehost account. It was an error that was partly my fault, partly miscommunication, but it ended up costing me $80.97 to work through a service with them. As far as Holy Smokes Photography, we spent $7.20 on Etsy fees and $9.59 on Etsy marketing for a total of $16.79 there. And as far as additional income, we spent $23.41 on gas, bringing my total business expenses to $241.16 there. And let's jump into our income. So as far as income, we saw that VA benefit fixed 2024 rate coming in at $524.31. As far as my Pizza Joe job, we made $1,178.16, and then $500 from other. With enduring finances jump over, we made 19 cents off of website ads. As far as Holy Smokes Photography, we made $3.75 from stock photography. And then as far as additional income, we made $410 donating plasma. And then $123.40, that's cool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. $123.40 doing Lime scooters this month, bringing our total additional income to $533.40, bringing our total income between all of these to $2,739.81, meaning that if the taxes would not have been a factor this month, we would have been short $76.79. And then, of course, the $1,838 we spent doing taxes. So taxes really kicked us this month. I don't know why I thought Jackson went to the vet. I got all confuzzled in my brain because I feel like it's been just a little whirlwind transitioning from April to May, and it's crazy to think that we're already so deep in May, and I'm a little bit behind because of the camping trip that we were going to do at the very beginning of May. So pardon my mistakes there. But this last month, April, went by super fast. We spent a lot more money than I anticipated. Taxes kicked my butt. I definitely need to plan ahead with that for next year because I don't want to be in the same spot. So we're going to set up a monthly pull-in type scenario where I'm saving money every single month to taxes, estimated taxes for future state, so that I have money saved like more than what I did, so that we don't run into this next year, because it will be a thing next year because I'm still doing side hustle stuff right now, and so I'll have to pay taxes on all of those since I'm an independent contractor doing most of that. But we're going to wrap up my breakdown for April, and I'm just excited for this year to see how it goes, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to being more confident with my triathlon training. We're getting there, and it's been cool to see people rally behind me and just support me in all of the things that I'm trying to do with my life. So we're going to end it on a good note, even though we took a lot of money out of our savings this month. Next month is a triple pay month, so it won't be as bad, and we'll correct a lot of this. So until next time, guys, toodles.